Thanks, Megan. So, Ross, I'm calling this one for Obama. How are you calling it?
I'll call it for Obama too. We can have a moment of bipartisanship.
Exactly.
I think Obama was substantially better than the last debate. I think Romney was
Both
marginally
policy
worse.
and style, or how are you calling it?
More style. I think he was better on the attack than in the last debate. I think he was sort of more focused. I think he still has a sort of baseline problem that he gets very weak when he's asked to talk about what he's going to do in his second term. But I think he was much better at sort of.
It's weak.
I mean that the president doesn't really have a second term agenda to speak of.
Well, he actually tonight did lay out what, I mean, you may not agree with
Right,
me.
we're going to continue having manufacturing jobs. No, what he does is describe trends, right? He's like, we will continue to have this trend and continue to have that trend. But in terms of actual legislative goals, it's very thin.
Come on, Ross. I mean, look,
Look, I'm telling you that I thought it was a narrow win for Obama. What happened to bipartisanship?
I'm going to take
You're
more.
going to take it
I
and
don't
run
believe
with
it. Listen, but what Romney does is give you magical math, right? So he keeps saying, I was in the private sector, and I know how to create jobs. But that's kind of like micro job creation. It's not really, countrywide kind of job creation.
And I thought Romney was weaker in that sense. I think last time, he has a very sort of general 5-point blueprint, but last time he did a good job of hammering away on those relatively specific points. And this time he did get trapped in that I know how to do it landscape.
Yes. Now let's move. I want to get to what I think is the biggest gaffe of the entire debate, which is this Benghazi question. When you have
you have the White House totally on the defensive.
Exactly.
They've fouled this up in all kinds of ways. Hillary Clinton is out there taking responsibility yesterday. It's sort of a softball down the plate for Romney, and it was clearly his worst moment. He didn't know how to explain the dynamic. Obama then did a good job of sort of playing the high dudgeon, how dare you question me in wartime card. And then Romney had
and
that.
And he kept saying, I greet the caskets coming back.
Right.
Which I thought was very clever.
It was very effective, yes.
Very effective.
And then Romney had that awful moment where the moderator corrected him on what Obama had said in the Rose Garden. Now, I don't think it's a killer moment for Romney because, first of all, Republicans.
That's a killer moment. That's a
no,
killer
it's not.
moment.
It's not a killer moment in the sense that Libya.
And this is why it's a killer moment, Ross. Stop it. Right.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why it's a killer moment.
Please do.
It's a killer moment because in the first debate, although Barack Obama did poorly, there was no moment you could pick out and say this is a great campaign ad. This Benghazi screw up, I think, is a great campaign ad when you are already being
well, let's see if they run it as a campaign ad. Look, this is not. If you think this campaign is going to turn on Benghazi, then I think
until 3 days ago, the Romney campaign.
The Romney campaign.
Was going to turn on
The
Benghazi.
Romney campaign liked to push the idea that Benghazi, would be, but they weren't. That wasn't where they were actually gaining momentum in the polls. Now, look again, Charles. I'm giving you something. It was a big swing and a miss by Romney. I'm just saying that as world historical gaffes go, I think most voters were like, Libya, Obama screwed something up. Oh, Romney's blowing it. He sounds foolish. But let's get back to the economy. That's my totally uninformed guess of how the average American reacted.
Now this I also thought was clever, right? So Barack Obama does not bring up the 47% all evening.
Right. He saved it.
Romney's sense is this guy's actually not going to bring this up. So I'm going to offer my defense anyway.
See, no,
so
I thought that was the opposite. I thought Romney knew it was coming. He absolutely knew that if there was a moment when Obama was going to pull it, it was because he had the last word, so he'd use it and it would go unrebutted. Because I think if Obama had brought it up earlier, Romney could have said, that was a mistake, I apologize, etc. So Obama saves it, and Romney, by bringing it up himself, was trying to preempt it. I think it was calculated.
So generous. He didn't calculate that. He thought that he was not going to bring it up. He thought.
And so he thought he would bring it up himself?
He thought he was going to. He thought he was going to miss it. He knew he had to address this issue. So he said. So this is his last time to speak directly.
I think my interpretation is much more plausible, Charles.
You always think your interpretation is better.
Well, I mean, I do what I can.
But I thought it was very crafty. Obama wasted the last 2 minutes. He has no chance to respond, and he brings up the 47%, and he says, this is the guy who said that. You don't like that. Even though the dials,
the dials weren't that
CNN,
great.
I saw the dials, they didn't work out there. But I think that in general, I think that it works.
I think Obama is better. I think in general, Obama is much better on the attack on specifics, saying this about Medicare, this about education, and so on, than he is on. I think the 47% thing is a killer for Romney, but not when it's Obama pushing it. I think it's better. I think Obama's most effective moments were earlier.
I think it's better when Mitt Romney says it to like a secret
That
gathering.
is, in fact, the most
it's
effective.
So good.
With like
It's
Mr.
so
Burns
good.
from The Simpsons in the
Perfect.
front row.
So,
Yep.
so
No, I
like
know.
to wrap this up, you give this to Obama, and you believe that Mitt Romney performed disastrously, right? I give this to him?
I'll give you 1 for 2.
Okay,
1
there
for
you
2,
go.
Charles.